As the voice test leak for Smash Bros. Ultimate rages on, we talk about Resident Evil in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Let's do it! Block content. What's happening, my Block buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. So, the past week has all been in the theme of the voice test in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And for those of you guys who don't know, well, there was actually a theory posted online that now a lot of people are running with and looking for new information and different characters that would fit this theory. But essentially, it means if you look up the voice test in Smash Bros. Ultimate and also within the code of the voice test, there are actually some hidden spots left. So not just the 4 characters that are still coming out for the Fighters Pass Volume 2, but actually another space with that. So a lot of people are thinking, well, this could be a situation where there's a character kind of like Byleth, where there's a male and a female version, or some other sort of situation that requires 2 voice sets for a different character. Now, all of that could still be happening, and people are talking about what the specific characters would be, right? Yesterday, we talked all about Crash Bandicoot and Coco really fitting that bill, even with, of course, the clocks and the, different theory that was going around with Sakurai and that post that he made with those 2 different clocks, and that could potentially even point to Crash 4, yes, Crash, It's About Time, and how that actually is very similar to how that game portrays it, right? Even with the vortex, those 2 clocks, and even the position on the hands of those clocks. So totally crazy, and today we get to talk about something else as well. A lot of you guys have sent in your ideas, and the comments on the previous video were very clear with all you guys' thoughts about different pairings of characters that could have 2 voice clips. So I'm very thankful for you guys, and post down in the comments if you have any different ideas too of, characters that are, sort of similar, that could maybe even be echo fighters of one another, but they are one character, they are alternate costumes, and they have different voice clips. So of course this will fit the bill for other Fire Emblem characters as well, but also, as we're going to talk about in this video, it has a little bit to do with Resident Evil as well. So I wanted to take the time and talk about all of that with you guys today, and of course I've been answering many of you guys' questions about Smash Ultimate and new fighters in our show Question Blocked, where I answer your questions. What do I think of your favorite game? How do you start making YouTube content? Well, whatever you can think of, send your questions through to blockedcontentmail@gmail.com, and I will answer your question live on the show in our next Question Blocked episode. And yes, it's almost time for a brand new weekly episode of our Block Talk show where we play through different video games. This time we're doing the Wind Waker HD, but very soon we're also going to be starting a new subsequent series that's actually going to be very cool for you Smash fans out there. So keep an eye out for Block Talk. Alright guys, let's get into the main topic of today, and that's talking about Ultimate. Yes, Smash Bros. Ultimate and files inside of the game that could actually point to different characters joining that, are one slot but have different voice files. So for those of you who aren't yet familiar, well, Resident Evil has already been sort of an event within Smash Bros. Ultimate. We already had a Spirit event that talked about different Resident Evil characters, right? Nintendo Versus then tweeted out, "Conquer the looming fear for 5 days starting 11/29. Chris, Leon, Wesker, and Jill will appear on the Spirit board in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Check it out." And of course, that Spirit event was really cool. These were very unique things with Captain Falcon and then Fox and different characters like that, Snake. So it really fit the bill quite well, and a lot of people are thinking, well, maybe there is something to say for Resident Evil, right? A big Capcom franchise, potentially one of their biggest, of course, a best-selling franchise as well, and a Game of the Year winner with Resident Evil 2, which I thought was really incredible. Now, I think that there's also a lot to say about Resident Evil on the Nintendo platforms, right? Specifically, a lot of people that loved Resident Evil 4 on the Nintendo GameCube. A lot of people played that game, and the support has been continuing in different forms and in different ways, right? Even on the handhelds, there was some Resident Evil love, even on the Nintendo 3DS, which I thought was really cool. So yes, there is precedent for these characters to be in the game. Of course, it's a horror game, it's a shooter game, it's, different kinds of genres matched together that don't really fit with the colorful and, for every age appropriate world of Super Smash Bros. And Nintendo as a whole. So it would be very interesting to see what they could, use and what they couldn't use. Of course, Smash Bros. Ultimate has been pushing the envelope a little bit in terms of what they can and what they can't show. Usually it's more geared towards, different types of content that you can show or that you can talk about. But in this case, violence isn't really one of them. You know, Snake still uses a lot of explosives and guns. We even have Joker actually using pistols and stuff like that, Bayonetta. So nothing of that sort seems to be out of the question anymore, and we could definitely see Leon S. Kennedy have a whole lot of different weapons at his disposal, you know, like grenades and like different grenade launchers, stuff like that, that don't necessarily have to be either shotguns or different handguns and stuff like that. So I could see that happening, and of course the character has also been in crossovers. We could also look at Chris. You know, Chris has also been in crossover fighters, and that really fit well as well. So we could see, you know, using different items from the franchise, using all the stuff that people know from Resident Evil, and maybe even pushing out zombies in front of them, right? Kind of like what happens in the Marvel vs. Capcom game. So a lot of this seems very possible, and a lot of you guys have asked me more questions about this theory, right? What does it potentially mean for Smash Bros. Ultimate, and could it even mean that we're getting another character? So not necessarily just an alternate, but just another character entirely that isn't bound to those four that we're still gonna get. So a lot of people are saying, yeah, it makes sense. We're getting, you know, one more first party character, maybe a Mario character to celebrate the 35th anniversary or something along those lines. So that also makes sense to me, but I think that if you want to write it out, those four characters, I think it would make sense that one of those four characters would also have an alt of some sort with a different voice, right? In the Fighters Pass Volume 1, we had both Byleth with male and female and Hero with a bunch of different voices. So yes, it is actually happened before that it can happen twice in a DLC Fighters Pass. So maybe this time as well, right? That's why I think that this voice test theory could definitely be something that they'll actually pick up and that will actually happen. You know, a lot of things are pointing to that. So if you want more information about this entire ordeal, well, Kevin J. Kessler over on happygamer.com actually posted a very interesting topic about this, saying Super Smash Bros. Ultimate files might tell us something about the next DLC Fighters Pass character. Going on to say that Steve and Alex from Minecraft recently joined the battle over at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, becoming the latest in a long line of Fighter Pass DLC roster members. Of course, the instant a Super Smash Bros. Ultimate character is revealed, the question then immediately turns to, who is the next going to be? Well, a new supposed leak might have dropped a huge hint regarding at least one of the four DLC characters that have yet to be revealed. A Smashboards user named Andre123 has revealed some interesting information. After reviewing the game's files, they noticed 5 empty voice slots for the 4 remaining unknown characters. That is notable because this was also the case after Terry Bogard was first announced in the Fighters Pass, the first one. At that time, there was only 1 character remaining, but 2 voice slots. So you have 5 empty voice slots and only 4 characters left. What does that mean? It is likely that one of these characters will actually be 2 characters in one. This is what happened with Fire Emblem's Byleth, who had both a male and a female character model. That was the case in the last Fighters Pass, as Byleth followed Terry to close out on that first DLC set. It could also mean that the character in question has some kind of sidekick or alternative transformation. While that doesn't give us a whole lot to go on, it certainly gives us more than we had before. It also doesn't narrow the character possibilities down in the least, leaving many still guessing. Of course, this leak should be considered pure speculation at the moment, as it has not been confirmed by the folks over at Nintendo. They have not commented on this situation whatsoever, and it is highly unlikely that they will issue any kind of statement. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest-selling fighting game of all time. It claimed that title within its first year of release, beating out Street Fighter II, which had been out many years with several re-releases. Super Smash Bros. As a franchise is also the highest-selling fighting game franchise of all time, beating out some industry giants like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Tekken, Marvel vs. Capcom, and many others. Speculation surrounding the Fighters Pass DLC characters has ranged from Ninja Gaiden's Ryu Hayabusa to characters like Dante from Devil May Cry, and Nintendo-specific characters like Waluigi. It was revealed that Nintendo once attempted to bring in Sora from Kingdom Hearts, but Square Enix was reportedly on board, but Disney put an end to those talks. And of course, we know all about that, and it would make sense for the voice test theory as well. We can think about different characters that fit that bill, with Sora and Roxas essentially being echo fighters of one another. So I am generally curious what you guys think of all this news. You know, if you comment down below, that comment could actually be featured and read out loud in our next video. And today's comment question is, which Resident Evil fighter do you want to see in Smash? And as for for a previous comment question winner, our answer actually comes to us from our user, Bomberman204, saying, Ryu Hayabusa would be amazing. A nunchuck down air meteor smash, just all his arsenal being showcased. He's a great character, and that's really all that keeps me from believing he'll actually make it to the roster. Any characters I'd like to see basically disqualify them from being playable. I would love to see the classic and new Ryu. If he had a classic costume in yellow, that would be too perfect. Crash doesn't really represent PlayStation anymore, nor do I think he ever did. Cloud, Spyro, and others really made the PS1 worth buying. Crash was just kind of there, and nowadays Crash is on all consoles, so it doesn't affect console war all that much. Well, I think that Crash was a bestseller, Bomberman204, so it was definitely the biggest mascot out on the platform, beating out Spyro on a margin. But thank you so much for putting in your comment. I totally agree that that character would make so much sense, and there are too many costume possibilities for him, so I just see it happening. I think it would be crazy if it didn't happen, right? So thank you so much for sending in all your comments. These are always so much fun to read through. And of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters and the super chats you guys sent during live streams. You guys make block content possible. So if you want to have yourself created in blocked content style, or join me for a live discussion, or even have your own ideas become animations, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there, and they're waiting for you. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the blocked content family yet, hit subscribe now, smash that like button, and ring the bell for notifications, and all the news and fun you care about will be delivered on the daily to you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you around the corner where there's always more blocked content. See ya!